Good day, welcome to King Williams Everything. Today I'd like to go over a problem that I've been having with the heater. This guy, it ran great, and one day I turned it on, I heard like a snap, and it no longer run. You turn it off, it turns on for a few seconds, and then shuts off. So I think there's something wrong. And what I've done, I've already taken it apart, so I kind of know what's going on, and I ordered a part to replace it. So here I am, I've already taken the top off, and this is the very back part. You can kind of see it has the air filter, and I already loosened up the bolts, so we're just going to take those out, and we're going to get this little like air filter box taken off. And what this has inside it, there's an intake filter, and that's kind of like the black foamy one, and on the inside there's an exhaust filter, so it kind of intakes, and then whatever dirt comes out the back, there's an exhaust filter. And the kit I bought actually was supposed to come with both of them. It came with one, but unfortunately it was the wrong one. I had the right part, but the filters were for some other model, so it's kind of like a generic part. But so anyway, here we are. We're going to take out the bolts that hold on this back plate. This plate kind of covers up the rotor, and of course I loosened them up, but I just not enough, so we have to grab Mr. Wrench and loosen them up a little bit more. Okay, we got Mr. Plate loose. Let's get him out of the way. And you kind of see there was a rotor in here, and I've taken it already out, and see how kind of like how filthy this guy is. We're going to clean him up before we put it back together. But I've taken the broken part out already because I need to see what I ordered. And here it is. It's in little pieces, and there they are all over the place. So that has to be one round, I think it's graphite, but apparently no longer round, it's just broken. So I ordered a new part, and I found it on eBay, fairly inexpensive, $20. And here's the new part. It came with the rotor, the fins, and a little filter, but the filter was for something else. So anyway, this here is where the rotor goes, and if you kind of look at it, she's kind of offset, so what that rotor does when he swirls around, the little blades fly out, and it pushes the air into the holes. So what happened is this guy, you can see Mr. Fan's connected straight to that rotor on this motor, and it pumps air into this plate down into the tank. But somehow this guy shattered. Actually, I heard it, it was like went snap. So that sucker died. And so what we're going to do is we're going to replace it with this new one. And of course I dropped it and I broke one of the blades, because what happens is these little blades, they go in the little slots like that. And what they do is when it spins around, it shoots them out. So it makes contact with the metal and can do some compression. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this guy a little clean. We're going to clean it with some brake cleaner, just to get all the little carbon swirlies so it don't stick. You can see it's all kind of gunky. Same way on this plate, we want to get that nice and clean. Let's give it a little squirt. I just want to make sure that when we put this back together, if there's something in there, and of course, this guy, what it is, it just sits. It's not even bolted down. It just sits on that plate. And then we'll give this guy a little squirt over here. And squirty squirt. Kind of see, he's really dirty. That's not too bad. Just want to get most of the crud off of it. That's not too bad. And we're going to put Mr. Rotor back in. Hello, Mr. Rotor. Look at that. Get on there, jerk. And you can see how this works. it spins, and when the blades are in here, they just fly out and they connect. Let's put Mr. Blades in. There's Mr. Blade 1, Mr. Blade 2. Get in the hole. Let's put him in there. Mr. Blade 2. Don't want to go in there. Mr. Blade 3, and I did save the old one because you can see the old one has some little bit of wear on it because I dropped it and broke one. And just don't want to go into you. Let's do the other one first. That fellow, you don't want to go in either. Get in the hole. There you go. Kind of a tight tolerance, so when you do stick them in, you got to get them straight. You can kind of see how this fellow works when he spins. These little guys slide down, and they rub and push the air into the hole. So we got him pretty clean. Let's maybe wipe him a little bit better, because we don't want any goop on there. And what we'll do is we'll bolt him back on with Mr. Bolts. And this goes, let's see. Let's get Mr. Cover on. Of course, we need to put this piece back in. And that's just the cover. Goes kind of like so. So. And this piece goes here. You kind of see a multi-use fuel. Kerosene JP8, Jet A fuel, 1 and 2 diesel, 1 and 2 fuel oil. Let's put this cover on. Just like that. What we'll do is we'll get a bolt start on each side. Just so that holds it together. This is kind of fixy. There's one multi. There's 2 multis. Yep. Just tweak these down a little bit. Start them together. Should be good enough to test it. So let's give this guy a test. You know, the funny thing is, it's 75 degrees right now, and it's April. So let's run a heater when it's 78 degrees. Okay, we got it plugged in. Let's test fire it and see what happens. Let's get Mr. Box out of the way. Start fire. Turn on Mr. Heater. Hello, Mr. Heater. And turn Mr. Heat up. There we go. Back in action. So anyway, that's Mr. Heater working again. I spent probably maybe a half hour on it. You know, I took it apart, see how it worked. Probably about 15-20 minutes on that, and fixing it, 5 minutes. I had already partially apart, just take up a few screws, put it back together. So, you know, now that it's 70, we got a heater again. So if we do get some cold days, we can be out here working. If not, she'll be ready for next year. I'm probably going to run it for a while. I just want to verify it's going to stay working. Pretty sure we got her fixed. Like I said, I'm not sure why that little carbon block broke, but it did. You know, it actually didn't break, it shattered to a bazillion pieces, and that might have been because, you know, when you turn it on, the fan starts spinning like mad, and if it cracked or something, it just shattered it more and more and more just by spinning all that stuff around. But all in all, it's been a good heater. I've had it for quite a while. I don't even know when I bought it, but I've used it every winter, maybe except one. But like I said, it doesn't get super heavy use, but it gets, you know, used a lot. You know, like 3, 4, or 5 hours a day. Not every day, but you know, in the winter when you want to work on the car, work on the garage, or you know, do something outside, it's just kind of a nice way to go. I've used it to, if you can see in the background, we're working on a Snow Chief snowblower for a person from the 80s. And you know, just especially if you got, you know, a snowblower and you want to bring it in, melt it off, get something warm up some tools. It's just a beautiful thing to have. And this is a Ready heater. No, what is it? Remington heater. And it's a good brand. This is 115,000 BTU, good for a garage. I had a smaller one. I think it was like, it had a 75,000 BTU. And it's good for a garage, but if it's too big or too drafty, it'll just run all the time. This one's nice. It has a thermostat on it and an on-off switch, so it's, you know, you can kind of set it and let it cycle through its power, or cycle through its you know, heat temperature range. And you know. Anyway, that's fixing a Remington heater.